It is Monday, March 16th, 2026. This is another WBC edition of Baseball Today. That is my man, Trevor Plouffe. I am Chris Rose, producer Dan along for the ride, as well as you are down in Miami. Let's see those eyeballs. You okay?
I'm okay. You know what? We were good boys last night. We stayed up late because we had to, and then a quick turnaround. But I think with my new skincare routine, I'm actually looking pretty good.
Yes, you are.
I don't even want to tell you what I'm putting on my face right now. We'll get into it later. You don't want to know.
Maybe I do. Well, you
It's
are
not for the
approaching
show.
40.
It's kind of like R-rated, X-rated.
R-rated.
Yeah,
Boy.
it's salmon sperm. I just found that out.
I mean, where do you go shop? What aisle are you shopping for that in?
Dude, I don't know. Olivia got me all this stuff. It's like this Korean skincare. It's the new rage, and I look great, so I'm not complaining.
Congratulations. We got a lot to get to. Not where you're shopping for your skincare items, but what happened between the USA and the Dominican Republic, because it was a great game on Sunday night. But first, a little tip of the cap. Michael B. Jordan wins Best Actor for Sinners, the Oscars. And then how does he celebrate? He goes to a local In-N-Out with his Oscar in hand. That is some baller shit right there, man.
That's amazing. Everyone's just, where is this one? I'm curious.
I don't know which one that is.
What did he order? I got to look right there. Looks like just some regular old double doubles, probably one animal style. Love that for him. That's good
great.
times right there. That's a man of the people.
Yeah, that's what. So just remember that whoever wins the World Series, or the next time you could take a trophy somewhere, it's always fun because the guys who win the Stanley Cup, they get it for a day and they can take it
Yeah.
anywhere they want in the world. So Michael B. Jordan might be a trendsetter with the Oscars.
Did you watch the movie?
I did not. I watched so few movies. I heard it was great.
It's a good movie. Interesting, different than I thought it was going to be, but I really enjoyed it. And he plays two characters, and it's pretty awesome.
Good.
Smoke
I
and
definitely want to go watch it. All right. In the meantime, Mark DeRosa has been Best Supporting Actor, or at least a supporting actor in the Team USA role. It's been kind of bumpy. I don't know how many awards he would be getting. However, his team will be playing in the final game.
Perdomo. It is over the championship. The United States takes down the powerhouse that is the Dominican Republic.
The WBC has this magnetic way of growing the game of baseball. And tonight, I go back to last time when Ohtani struck out Mike Trout, and it's like baseball won that night. Whether we won or didn't win, baseball won. I think baseball won again tonight.
So before we get to the strike three call, what do you think of what D-Rose said there?
I think the sentiment is correct. I mean, what we've seen all tournament long, just droves of fans come out to the games. We see the numbers about the ratings, and I think overall it's just been really good baseball. Like, you can have this tournament and you can have all the hype around it and people buying in, but if it's bad baseball then and it's a bad product, then I don't think it is growing the game. But we've had just like excellent baseball games, storylines, upsets, a little bit of everything, even a little bit of a villain arc for the US. So it's like it's provided in almost every single way. And this tournament, I mean, like I said, it had the hype, it had everything, and it's delivered. So yeah, it 100% has grown the game. And I think, and I'm sure we'll continue to talk about this throughout the season, but having something this successful, we can't miss games next year. We can't miss games next year. It's too good right now. We have it too good. And I'm being serious. I think this affects the way Major League Baseball and the Players Association will have to approach negotiations. It's just too good right now.
I would hope it does. I'm not always confident that cooler heads prevail. I think that people have the ability to decompartmentalize and say, yeah, that was great, but that's not what we're fighting over.
Remember, it's such a PR battle, though. And right now, the PR is so good for baseball.
Right. And it would be the smart thing to ride this crest and hopefully have a wonderful 2026. We have a team that's going for the first three-peat in over 25 years. We have the greatest player, most talented player we have ever seen in Shohei Ohtani. We have Aaron Judge, who you could make an argument is the greatest right-handed hitter of the last 50 years, if not even further back than that. So you just have the opportunity to continue to bask in this glory. So hopefully we can do that and not talk about the stuff that you just brought up, although that is certainly a part of the whole deal. Yes, D-Rose right about growing the game, because it's not for us. Us baseball fans aren't going anywhere. And most of our community who are staunch supporters of teams or individuals or love whatever aspect you do about the game, you're here for the duration. When we talk about growing the game, it's the people who are tuning in because they love their country and they want to see certain players play for their country. And then they go, holy shit, you know what? Baseball's not as boring as I've been told that it's been over the last several decades. So maybe I will tune in a little bit more. That's where growing the game comes from. So I think he's right. Now let's actually get to the game and how it played out. It all starts with that strike 3 call against Perdomo by Mason Miller to finish it. I want you to listen to Dominican Republic manager and future Hall of Famer Albert Pujols.
I don't want to focus in the last game, in that last pitch. Obviously, it didn't go our way. Disappointed about the way that the game ended, but I don't want to criticize any of that. It wasn't meant to be for us.
Classy. We also are seeing the strike right now to Soto as well in the 8th from Whitlock that was a little bit low. All right. Jeff Passan wrote an entire column about how 2 pitches in the 8th and the 9th kind of ruined what was a great game. Is that where you sit with this?
I don't. I'm more with Albert because I do think that it's just the game of baseball and the way it's been for a long time, and people might hate that. We do have ABS coming in this year, but it's part of the game. Like it truly, truly is. And would I rather have seen Perdomo swinging that pitch so we really have a definitive strike 3? Sure. It's unfortunate. I don't love the way it ended, but I don't think you can just point to one pitch, because even if that's a ball, you still have 2 outs. I know Tatis is coming up, but there was a ton of chances throughout a game. You can point to the Dominicans team's lack of success with runners in scoring position. Like they had chances, the U.S. had chances that didn't really come through. So it's in the entirety of the game. You can't really boil it down to one pitch. If I was a Dominican Republic fan, of course I'd be upset about it. I mean, you don't want the game to end like that. But again, I'm more on Albert's side, where it's like you don't really want to focus on that. It is a complete 9 innings. There was other opportunities. Calls went against both teams. I think some of the bigger calls were against the Dominican. But yeah, I don't know. I still think we were treated with a very, very a great game where each team had more opportunities that they missed out on. So I'm not just going to single out that one pitch. I think that's the right way to think about it.
It is for me, although I was disappointed because I wanted to see Tatis against Miller.
Everybody
I love
did.
I love it when teammates go against each other. And I had somebody give me a little pushback on social media last night. Like, we already saw Trout against Shohei. I was like, okay, so if I have a great dessert at a restaurant, that means I'm not allowed to order another dessert the next time I go out. Like, I love dessert. I want to see it again. So I wanted to see it. It doesn't break my back either way. It doesn't ruin the experience of what I saw last night. But I did want to see, with 2 on and 2 out, teammates who are exceptional at what they do, particularly Mason Miller. Have you seen the stats dating back to last year? And this does not include his spring training stats, but in meaningful stuff, because I do think WBC is meaningful. And then last year in the playoffs, he has struck out 39 of the last 50, I believe.
Yeah,
what are we doing here?
Look at his stuff. I mean, he's throwing 102, reaching back for that. Then he's got that nasty, I mean, I guess it's called a slider, but the thing drops like 3 feet as well. So it's, he's got the stuff. We saw all of that last night. I mean, everybody was throwing as hard as they could. The adrenaline was like through the roof. I too, as soon as the game ended, I told Jake that I was like, man, I wish we got Tatis up right there. I think everyone was thinking that. Like, I want to see that matchup. And Perdomo puts up a hell of a bat. That's probably the thing that I'm most upset about.
Yeah, it was a great at bat.
Just a great at bat. And when you're a hitter and you foul pitches off like that and you work the count and you finally take that close pitch, you want to be rewarded for that good at bat, and he just wasn't last night.
Nope, that's exactly it. Let us know where you sit on the whole Corey Blazer behind home plate. We showed you it wasn't the official umpire scorecard, but it is all based on the same information. And he actually, if you believe this, that we are showing, he actually graded out exceptionally well. It's just the pitch to Soto in the 8th and then the one to Perdomo in the 9th is all that we're going to be talking about. And I understand it. And when you're an umpire, you can have a great game, but when the game's on the line and you miss a couple, that's what people are going to be talking about there. But let's talk about the vaunted American bullpen, which, I mean, you look at all these guys that came in, right? Rogers, by the way, that's not the starter for Baltimore. That's the reliever now for the Blue Jays, who split time between San Francisco and the Mets last year. That was rough. Listen, I got a lot of friends that work over at Fox. They're taking the world in defense of them. They are taking the world feed, so I believe they don't have control of the cameras. I'm still doing a little
I don't know
investigation
what
on that.
that means. You don't have control of the cameras?
Right. I know it's
That
a
seems
weird
insane
concept.
to me.
I know it's a weird concept. It means that when they do a regular game during the regular season or the playoffs especially, they have their own crew that's in control. When there's a world feed, usually you are taking the feed that somebody else is putting up there and the other people are calling the shots as
So
direct.
who produced the game last night? Not Fox?
Yeah, well, Fox has its own producer that is producing like graphic elements and things like that,
But
but you
not
are reliant.
calling the cameras out.
They are not calling the cameras out. I know it's an inside TV thing here, but and I'm not trying to protect them because ultimately it's on your air. You're responsible for it. So, but the graphic air, that's on Fox.
I want our commenters to let us know about the broadcast. Obviously, I was there, so I didn't get to watch it.
Right.
I've heard a lot of things about it. Let us know what you felt.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to rewatch the game.
Let us know what you thought about the umpiring down the stretch, how disappointed you were. Did it not have an effect on your viewing pleasure? What about the broadcast itself? All that stuff. But let's get back to the task at hand. Rogers, Bednar, Whitlock, Griffin Jacks, Mason Miller. You know, what'd they get? The last Skeen's got 14 outs.
Four
They
and a
got the
third,
last,
yeah.
yeah, they got the last 13 outs, and Bednar wiggled in and out of a jam. He got 2 huge strikeouts to finish that 7th inning, and he was fired up, which I love to see. God almighty, that's some good stuff against Tatis and then Marte. We're just showing it right now. Hey, that way. Get fired up there, Dave Bednar. That's good. Yeah, bullpen was great. And to hold a team that was averaging 10 runs to 1 frickin' run.
One solo shot on a crazy pitch by Skeens, and both bullpens did their job. I know Gregory Soto ended up giving up the homer to Roman Anthony, but that was the only blemish of any of the bullpens arms that came in the game. I mean, everyone that came in besides our guy Tyler Rogers was just blowing cheese with nasty movement, and even him, he's got like the most ludicrous arm angle in the game. That was one pitching decision I wasn't so sure about, because in the moment you're like, man, like a lefty, Juan Soto, seeing a right-handed side armor, like submarine guy. Like, I don't love that. But when I started to think about it, I told Jake this morning, like, you have Paul Skeens in there just pumping heat with great off-speed pitches. The complete antithesis of that is Tyler Rogers. And I think it's great to bring him in and kind of break it up before you get to your guys that have a little bit more, of the same type of look. So I thought DeRosa did a great job on obviously the results speak for themselves. I mean, 2 pitches and a double play ball to freaking Juan Soto, man. I mean, that was the biggest part of the game, in my opinion.
Yeah, 100%. We showed a couple of great defensive plays. Judge's throw to nail Tatis at third. I don't know what he's doing trying to get to third with 2 outs and with Soto coming up next. Didn't make any sense whatsoever, but Judge's throw was phenomenal. And then the Judge, we thought he had hit a homer. In fact, somebody on the show really thought he had hit a home. Did you think it was gone? Because that social media clip is blowing up of you. You actually turned your back when the ball was midair. Is that accurate?
A little behind the scenes, I had called the shot. I called Rob over. I said, "Hey, Rob, like I'm calling the shot right now. Judge is about to hit a homer." And literally the next pitch, he just rockets one. And where we were sitting, like we had like such an interesting angle because we were pretty high up where we were, but they gave us like these like 2 little booths to sit in, which was great. Like we had the TV right there. And as soon as he hit it, it was so loud. And again, like we're like pretty high up, so like it was hard to tell like where it was. Off the bat, I thought it was just like gone, like so far gone. So I turn around to tell Rob, I told you. And then all of a sudden, like the crowd doesn't erupt. Jake's like saying some stuff I didn't really understand. And I looked at the big screen and it's Julio with the ball, dude. I mean, it looked like he crushed it. When I see the broadcast now, I'm like, okay, it got in on him a little bit. I see it. But again, like we were there in the moment. I got caught up.
That's great. That is so good.
And Julio, dude, he just got hit in the forearm.
I know.
Half inning before.
That was terrifying. That's great, though. Yeah, the defense was phenomenal. The pitching was outstanding. I didn't know we struck out 15 times last night. 15!
Everyone was nasty. Brazoban was everybody that came in, it was just stuff after stuff after stuff. And it's, how do you beat good offenses? You throw the ball like that.
Well, once again, I want to know about your viewing experience last night. How into the game were you? Because people have said, well, the USA, they've been playing boring baseball. The games haven't been as energized as these other. Well, let us know where you sit. We got one game to go, and the USA is playing in it. So that was a freaking blast for me. I thought it was awesome. Overall, by the way, how was the crowd?
Great. I mean, it was people on their feet pretty much the entire game. I think it was, as far as population, I would say I'm gonna say like 65-35 in favor of Dominican Republic fans. But as far as like decibel level and like people getting rowdy, it was like 95% Dominican fans. The U.S. we still need to work on our cheering a little bit.
All right, we'll get to that in just a second. But first, today's episode sponsored by Amazon. When life throws you a curveball, Amazon's everyday low prices on essentials helps you save the day. Amazon, of course, has everything you need whenever you need it. From planned purchases to unexpected moments, they got everything in one place, saving you time and money so you can focus on what matters most. For goodness sakes, my guess is if Plouffe did not have enough salmon sperm to put on his face, he could look at his phone, order it up on Amazon, get that thing to Miami, and voila, he's going to be looking great. So from tech to clothing to daily needs or anything else you need to prepare for the start of the baseball season, Amazon has everything you need all in one convenient place, and it can deliver to you anytime, anywhere. So whether it's routine shopping or handling life's curveballs, shop Amazon and save on essentials. Save the everyday. You look great, by the way.
I mean,
you're glowing.
It's not like it's just like straight out of a salmon, just put it on your face. I mean, I think they mix it in or something. I don't want people thinking I just got a salmon in my bathtub or something.
Salmon money shot for Plouffe.
Yeah. Look, hey, you should try it, Chris.
All right. So the U.S. is moving on. They're going to take on the winner of Italy and Venezuela. It'll be interesting to see what the crowd is all about. I can tell you this. Aaron Judge loves it that he gets to play in the championship game.
Oh, I say it's been bigger. The World Series I was in, the crowd here, the crowd we had when we played against Mexico, it's bigger and better than the World Series. It's just, like I said, the passion that these fans have representing their country, representing some of their favorite players, there's nothing like it. And that's what you dream of as a kid. When I was betting in my backyard, playing wiffle ball, this is the moments you dream of, big spots, big situations, and it gives me chills right now thinking about how special that was. I try to take a moment every game to kind of look around, appreciate the crowd, appreciate the moment. And it's just a blessing that we get to go out there and do our thing.
Okay, I know it was a little loud in the beginning, but he said this crowd was bigger and better than the World Series crowd. Does it shock you that came out of the Yankee captain's mouth?
Not really, because everyone has been saying that, and I was talking to Jake this morning. The last 2 baseball games that I've been to, big league games, was Game 5 of the World Series, and then this one. So I kind of have a good, I guess,
Perspective.
perspective. Thanks for that word. They were both great. They were both great. Like the last game for the World Series was an 18-inning baseball game, and it was one of the most unique experiences I've ever had. That was a very fun, raucous atmosphere. It wasn't as loud as this was. It felt like a football game crowd almost, if that makes sense. Like, just like the enthusiasm throughout the game was so much more. And I think a lot of that has to do with the Dominican Republic and their fans, and the passion that they feel. Um, but yeah, like the buzz and I don't know, man. Like the tension was there as well. I would say those were comparable, like the tension of the moment
Mhm.
between those last 2 games I went to. So, like, I think the importance of the games were probably equal, which I think is saying a lot for the WBC. But I will agree. I think the crowd was louder and a little bit more enthusiastic here than it was in the World Series.
So, let me ask you this. How prevalent is the music playing? The instruments that people are holding in their hands and playing? Can you hear it?
We were like in an interesting spot. We didn't have a lot of that around us. So I'm sure at certain areas of the stadium that was there. It was more just like the crowd erupting and the constant buzz that you were feeling within the stadium. I mean, I think that was really good. And again, that was just completely led by the Dominican Republic fans. I got to continue to give them the credit for this
Mhm.
atmosphere. U.S. fans, look, let's just call it what it is. We don't have that in us yet. I mean, maybe it's going to come. And again, I've seen it at football games, and there are certain atmospheres where we get it. It's just we couldn't match what the DR was putting out. We didn't have a shot.
No, and I think that that's okay because I think when you think about Dominican Republic baseball, it is it's like the fans are perfectly intertwined with the players on the field. Every freaking home run these guys hit, we saw it again with Junior Caminero taking Skeens deep. Look at this. Fires the bat back at his dugout, and then when he gets back to home plate, he's slipping on the jacket, he's taking the selfie, and everybody that is rooting for the DR in that crowd almost feels like they're a part of this selfie. I mean, I really think that they are so intertwined with one another, fan base and dudes in the dugout.
Oh man. Yes, I agree with you. I think the music does have a lot to do with it. Like, whether it's the drums, whether it's some sort of noisemaker, I think that does make a big difference. Because I'll relate it. This is crazy. I'm about to do this. Oh my god. I'll relate it to our warehouse. We have long
Mhm.
days in the warehouse where we have, basically it's the people that are playing in it. Some of our, production crew and some of our employees at John Boy Media. That's who goes to these games. But if we started doing like drums, and ever since we've done that, it's just made it so much easier to stand there and cheer throughout the day. So I think that is a big part of why they're able to keep the energy up, why it feels like there's so much going on. I think a lot of it is that music. So keep doing that, and maybe we need to bring that in. You got your guy out in Cleveland that's been doing that forever,
Oh,
and tell
yeah,
me that doesn't make yeah.
the late John Adams, who used to bang the drum in Cleveland. There's actually a part of the stadium right under the scoreboard in left center field that is
Yes.
is named in honor of him, but he was doing that for 50 years,
We
banging the
need more
drum.
I think we need more drums in
I
baseball.
Listen, dude, I'm with you. I hope that they kind of embrace this aspect of it, and I don't I I don't know
The
where you wanna
problem
go
is
with this, but
the problem is if we start having drums in baseball, there's gonna be a few Karens that aren't gonna be happy because their
so
seat is by
what?
the drum. I know I'm just saying that's where the US will get caught up and not be able to do this. We gotta have everyone buying into it.
You know what? It's actually incumbent on the organizations. Somebody should have the balls to put out a press release at the conclusion of the WBC and right before opening day. Hey, we love the energy that we saw, whether you were rooting for the United States, the Dominican Republic, Venezuela, Italy. We don't care where you were from. But if you're a baseball fan, bring your instruments. Whatever was allowed at the World Baseball Classic will not only be allowed at our stadium, but is encouraged. We want that sort of atmosphere here. I don't know. Maybe I'm nuts. People can let me know in the comments if you would embrace that. If you say, no, Rose, that's good enough for the World Baseball Classic. Let's leave the regular season. That's going to get tiresome for 162.
That's the thing. I think 162 is a little bit different, but you do see it all throughout, like the winter leagues and then the Caribe series, all that. I mean, I guess that's sort of the same thing, playoff atmosphere. Yeah, for 162, I don't know if you could do it.
I hear you
I'm
on it,
interested.
but I'm willing to try. I think that we have to be willing to try to see if there's something. Look, baseball's a great game, but if you can add to the atmosphere, if you can do anything to look at what we added. The pitch clock has made it faster. I think most fans have enjoyed it. The ABS system, hopefully that'll make baseball a little more in the times, in terms of making sure that we're getting the best things done on the field possible, so that we're not talking about guys missing pitches that are low and out of the strike zone in the 8th and 9th inning. But
Maybe that's
I'm willing
Rob
to try all
Manfred's
this.
final act right there. Like, bring drums into baseball.
Last aspect of what Judge said. Do you think Yankee fans are pissed that came out of his mouth?
I mean, they shouldn't be. He still cares about the World Series immensely. He just said that atmosphere was as good as the World Series or better than the World Series, I think is what he said. I mean, it's not a knock on them. It's like it's a pat on the back to what we just saw. And it's like I've said this before. It's different. Like, representing your country is just different than representing your team. It is what it is.
Well, I think it's different for everybody, and how they see it is totally different. If I were a Yankee fan, would I sit here and be like, what the hell is Aaron Judge saying? No, but I certainly could see why some Yankee fans would take it that way. The guys played in one World Series. Our producer, Dan Rourke, said he found it irritating.
He would. That's crazy because he's talking about Judge.
Right. That's his. I mean, Dan's got different posters of Aaron Judge, 99 on the wall. So he loves Aaron Judge. For him to say that I'm irritated with my captain, oof.
I also think there's a little bit of like caught up in the moment recency bias with a lot of these guys as well. Like, the World Series is still freaking amazing, and the stakes are as high, equally as high, more high, depending on, who you're talking to, and the atmosphere is the same. So I think there's just a lot of like, we just went through that. Wow, what a crowd. And this game was hyped up so much. And there's the only game you can compare what we're seeing right now is a game 7, because it's a win or go home. It's not like a game 2 of the playoffs, because it's an elimination game essentially.
Yep. That's it. Boy, it's been good.
Been good.
Today's episode of Baseball Today, sponsored by MLB The Show. MLB The Show 2026, almost here. And, of course, with the World Baseball Classic winding down, it's been a blast. You can take real-life World Baseball Classic teams from all over the globe with your Diamond Dynasty squad in the online mode. So step up to the plate, brand new World Baseball Classic ballparks. That includes the Tokyo Dome. That includes the place down in Puerto Rico, which is awesome. The additional 2026 game features includes Road to the Show, Road to Cooperstown, where you can build your legacy from the start of high school all the way up to the Hall of Fame and career mode. Also, Negro Leagues mode returns for Season 4 with all new legends, uniforms, and stadiums. You've got new legends just announced, including Albert Pujols, King Felix, Dustin Pedroia, brand new Hall of Famer Andrew Jones, and more. So you can pre-order now. It's available March 17th on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series S and X, and Nintendo Switch, and it is rated E for everyone. All right, second semifinal happens in Miami on Monday night. Italy and Venezuela, who took care of the champs over the weekend.
Instead, he'll give Venezuela the lead. Gone!
That is Wilyer Abreu, and I think the tossed bat is about to land and maybe impale one of his teammates. Michelle was watching the game with me. She goes, "Oh, is he gonna get in trouble for throwing the bat that high? He almost hit one of his guys." I was like, "No, no, honey, it's kind of incumbent on the players to protect themselves when they're out of the dugout on that." That was freaking awesome, dude.
It was a great swing by him, and it's been a big conversation on the internet because that's a pitch that he struggled with last year and throughout his career. But he's made some swing changes, and for him to get there top of the zone like that, and not only just a homer, but a go-ahead homer against Japan. I mean, it's as big as it gets. I love watching Will Ueberg play, though.
Yeah. Were you surprised? I mean, listen, we know it's one game, and Venezuela's got a highly decorated roster. I think everybody thought, well, it was a foregone conclusion to Japan having a waltz to the final. And yeah, I agree. No.
I wasn't surprised that they won the game at all. I mean, I think going into the tournament, we said there's 4 teams here that are, I think the best rosters, and we know they're going to be, in competition for the end. And it was Japan, it was Dominican, it was Venezuela, and it was the U.S. Now, Italy has shocked a lot of people. Their offenses showed up like crazy. We'll talk about that. But Venezuela's roster, I mean, go up and down with it. I mean, it's the U.S., the Dominican, and Venezuelan. Like, those are the rosters of just straight up big leaguers, like current big leaguers. You could talk like Japan doesn't have a full roster of straight up big leaguers. They have, their own league there, but I'm talking about Major League Baseball players. Those 3 rosters, Venezuela, Dominican, and the U.S., those are the rosters full of all-stars, essentially.
Well, we screwed that up, though. I think we said at the beginning of the tournament we liked Mexico better than Venezuela, and some people got on us. It was like, don't sleep on the Venezuelan roster. I know I did a little bit. So
I said I like Mexico. I said they're like my dark horse, but I don't know about.
Yeah, I think we said outside of the big 3, which team do you think can surprise the most? And I think we agreed that it was Mexico, and they couldn't even make it out of pool play. So Venezuela, dude, it's so nice to see Ronald Acuna healthy. You forget just he's missed so much time over the last 2 seasons that he could just change. He could take over an entire series. He is that talented, and I hope that he's able to stay on the field because he has Hall of Fame trajectory. There isn't anything he can't do. And I loved seeing the passion out of him. When Garcia, I think it was, that hit the homer that got them within 1 after he had got called out on a check swing. Did you see how fired up he was? Jumping out of the dugout and pissed at the first base ump because he got called out. He's like, this should be a tie game, asshole.
Yeah, him and Miguel Cabrera just going at him. And I think Miggy did a good job of holding him back there. Yeah, I mean, the emotions there. I think he shows that all the time. He's one of the guys. I want to know. I guess I could, figure it out for myself. But I'm trying to think how many like true 5-tool talents do we have in the game right
now? Bobby Witt.
Bobby Witt's obviously one of them. Ronald Acuna Jr. is one of them.
Not a lot.
There's not a lot because you have to have the hit tool, and I think the hit tool means hit for average.
And you have to be able to you've got an arm. You can't just track it down. Like, I always felt like that was the one thing. We're nitpicking here, but Mike Trout's arm was the worst of his abilities that he had.
I'm trying to think like 5-tool talents right now.
Not a lot.
There's not a lot. I mean, over under, just off the top of my head, I would say there's probably 5 tool talents, like truly 5-tool talents.
I think there's guys that have the ability to get there, but the guys that are already there, I don't know if there are other guys than the 2 we've named. And we're doing this off the top of our head, so feel free to put guys in there. Like, I think there are guys that will get there.
Like, is Gunnar one?
Who?
Gunnar Henderson. I don't have my laptop in front of me. I can't check the sprint speed. I know he can steal some bags.
Yeah, I think he's probably really close. Let me see where he is.
Hold on. Get it up there, Rosie. Come on,
I'm
do my
trying.
research for me.
I'm trying. I know he had a down-ish year for him. Yeah, he does. I mean, he stole 30 bags.
That's what I'm saying. You can steal bags. I mean, that means you can run.
Yeah.
You can play defense. You can hit. You can hit for power.
Mm-hmm. His batting average, his career batting average is 270.
I would say in today's game, that's pretty damn good.
It is.
All right, he's there. I'm giving it to him.
You know who I think will get there, although I've got to look at his – I don't know about his running ability.
Okay.
I'm going to throw out the name Jackson Merrill
Okay,
as a guy who
shortstop.
he's not there yet, but I think that he's got, if we're talking about young guys with tools, he didn't run it all last year.
Tatis.
Yeah, Tatis.
Tatis is a 5-tool talent.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, so that's
Totally.
4 we've named right now. We're getting off the.
We are a little bit.
I shouldn't have said that. That's my bad.
No, it's great. I think it's always fun because people at home can chime in. They can throw stuff in the comments section. I'll tell you who, and I brought up his name last week, was Michael Garcia. That dude is.
Byron Buxton.
They've got 3 legit players in Kansas City. I actually think that maybe they're going to push the Tigers for the crown in that division.
I'm going to eat my preseason rankings then because I had them at 22 and Vinny P is really mad at me. Yeah, I mean,
you said the Royals at 22.
You know, I hate preseason rankings. What am I doing, dude? I just forgot to add them in there, so I just threw them. I don't know, man. I do my best, okay, people? They have more than 3 people, by the way.
That's pretty bad.
You said 3. Who are you talking about? Vinny, Michael, and Bobby Witt? What about my guy Sal?
Not what he was.
Just leaving the Hall of Famer out?
Well, he's not what he was. He's not. If you're talking about the 3 most important people on that team that are enormous difference makers, we just named them. In fact, I think that Jack Caglione is more important to the Royals' success this year than Salvador Perez.
Disagree.
Okay.
He'd be a great bonus piece to that team. Sal, there's something about Sal.
Love him.
Yeah.
Not saying he's a bad baseball player. I just think that now they're moving him out from behind home plate so much more that maybe the impact he has. I still think he could be huge in the dugout and things of that nature. But Caglione, we know that he's got potential 35 to 40 homer pop. That's why are you giving me frowny face?
I'm not. Jake just walked in the door. That's all.
Is he shirtless or not?
No, he's got a shirt on.
No,
I shouldn't have said that because I feel like it's
coming off.
Now he's coming over here.
Oh God, shirt's coming off. Coffee's in hand. How many coffees is he in? How many coffees deep?
Guys, just turn away now.
Yeah. Tell him to bend down a little more. There we go. Who's winning the game? Ask him who's winning the game tonight.
Who do you think he's going to say? Look at this guy. We're doing a bodyweight workout after this.
Bodyweight workout. What are we doing?
Nude. We're doing like a little military circuit. You know, we're going to do some bodyweight squats. We'll do some push-ups. We'll do some burpees, some split squats, a little bit of everything, man. Yeah.
Wait, we're playing a split squad game today?
Split squad.
Oh.
Got to get it in, coach. We got to stay fit. Keep up with all these young guys in the game.
I hear you loud and clear. All right, today's episode sponsored by Rocket Money. Organizing your own finances can feel a little bit overwhelming. The amount of time it takes can feel like a burden. That's where Rocket Money is here. It's a personal finance app that helps you find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. Now, with Rocket Money, you can set budgets and goals, get personalized insights and regular reports, receive real-time alerts for large transactions, upcoming bills, refunds, low balance. Rocket Money, it'll help you track your subscriptions, give you the ability to cancel unwanted subscriptions with just a few taps. The app consolidates checking, savings, loans, investments into a single convenient dashboard. Users are able to get a clear view of their finances and set goals as well. Let Rocket Money help you reach your financial goals faster. Join at rocketmoney.com/today. Once again, that is rocketmoney.com/today. Let them ease your mental burden when it comes to your finances.
I'm going to do Rocket Money today because I just saw randomly on my phone this charge pull up for this software that I had to use like years ago that I got charged for. I'm like, oh my gosh.
I know. I check my credit card bills all the time and I see stuff on there. I'm like, wait a second. What did I order for technology? I'm like, oh God. But it's not that stuff, folks. Man, oh man. Please. So let's talk a little bit about the team that Venezuela is playing. That would be Italy, right? They have wowed the world, and they did it again in Houston as well.
2-0 to Rosario. Fly ball in the corner. Morabito has room, and he's got it! And Italy has done it! On to Miami!
You beat Mexico, then you come into this game with Puerto Rico today, and you say, okay, like, we've got some real work to do, but we can do it. And I think the belief kind of began after the USA game of it didn't feel fluky. I mean, you could say any win is fluky, but for us, it felt like we just played a good baseball game.
They're unbeaten. How are they the only unbeaten team left? What is go? It's some good baseball players, a couple of established guys, particularly on the pitching side, and a bunch of dudes who hopefully will make the show one day. What is going on?
I think Vinny P crushed it right there when he said, we just played a good baseball game. And in these games, there's such a short amount of time, like over 162. What is Italy going to do against this competition? If we played a season out, it wouldn't be favorable for them. But if you get guys to buy in and you have a good 2 weeks, anything can happen in this sport. We've seen that from them. Like, go have a good baseball game. Try to play fundamentally sound baseball. Hey, a few homers isn't bad either. This is the second best offense in the WBC right now. Like, they're getting it going. So they're putting together good at bats. They're working them. They're hitting the long ball. They're having timely hits. Like, they're just doing everything right now. Pitchers are doing enough. The bullpen's been pretty dang good. They've got a good start from Lorenzen. Now Nola's going to go tonight against Venezuela. I mean, I think he crushed it. He just said we just play a good baseball game, and man, like, that's all it takes in a win or go home situation. Just play a good baseball game.
Yeah, it was interesting. So they flipped guys. It was supposed to be Lorenzen's turn. They went Nola because what did Lorenzen do the last time he saw the United States? He shoved. So if they are able to take care of Venezuela, and that's going to be a real challenge, now you've got Lorenzen. That's interesting. That's
yeah. I mean, I think there's a little bit of that where they're saying, hey, Lorenzen did against the U.S., but I just think they're not overlooking Venezuela, and they feel like Nola's given them the best chance to get to the game. That's what I'm thinking, at least.
Possible. So they've got a couple of young guys that have been really interesting. Andrew Fisher, first-round pick out of Tennessee last year by the Brewers. Dante Nori, a first-round pick in 2024 by the Phillies. These are guys that hopefully those organizations will see, and hopefully one day we'll be talking about them here on Baseball Today. But they've been critical parts of their lineup, especially Nori, who's really swung the bat well. Vinny obviously had his 3-homer game, which was great. Kyle Teal was really swinging it well. Unfortunately, he's down for the next 4 to 6 weeks with that hamstring injury. It's great for Italy, and I'm happy for Francisco Cervelli, who I imagine is going to have real mixed emotions tonight because he is Venezuelan and Italian, and for years he was bypassed in this tournament to be a catcher for Team Venezuela. He had to go play for Team Italy because he wasn't good enough to be on Venezuela. So even though I believe he grew up in Venezuela, this is a huge – don't let him talk out of both sides of his mouth. This is a big game for him tonight.
Yeah, I mean, that's another thing that this team, Italy, has going for them is just the fact that they all feel like they've been passed up on, or they're not as good as these other teams. I mean, you start to hear that enough, it pisses you off, and then just gives you that little bit of added extra motivation that can be the difference in like locking in a certain situation, or like, I don't know. There's times, man, where like, yeah, it's a team game with a bunch of individual matchups, as we always say about baseball, and there's times, man, like where you can find that in you, like that not hate, but you find that little bit of extra saying like, I'm not going to let this guy win. I don't want to hear about it, that we're not good enough. Like, excuse my language, fuck that. I think they got a little bit of that in them.
Hey, who's the U.S. want? Do they want a rematch with Italy, or do they want Venezuela?
Both have such great storylines. Again, I think Venezuela's No, I do, because I think Venezuela has, like another star-studded lineup. These are guys, they've been playing against these guys for a long time. I think there is like There is to me, it's the big three right now. I guess Japan is starting to break into this, but it's always been U.S., Venezuela, Dominican, and now Japan is there a little bit. I don't know who I mean, Puerto Rico is Puerto Rico, sort of U.S., sort of not. But that's been the big three. I think that's great storyline. Revenge on Italy would be great. How about if you're Italy, just going undefeated in the tournament? We're talking about it from the U.S.'s standpoint.
Incredible.
Italy wants the U.S. They want to beat them twice, and they want to say, "Go, we got it. Get out of here." I don't even know what we could compare that to. If Italy went and ran the gamut and then beat the U.S. twice.
It would be like virtually nothing we've seen in baseball. I mean, really, it would be we're getting one step ahead of ourselves. But if we have that coming into play for Tuesday night, and they end up winning this thing and go undefeated, it's shocking. It is. I don't think we'll be making enough of a big deal about it.
You know what I won't like if that happens is that all the front office will be like, "See, I told you, just get in the dance. Anything can happen."
Oh God!
You know I hate when they say that.
It's one game series when we get to the playoffs. So that's not how we do it. That's not how we do it in the other sport. All right, Julio Rodriguez. He was talking to Trisha Whitaker of Foul Territory, and was asked the question, what would be more inspiring for you, winning a World Series in Seattle or winning the WBC with the DR?
Being honest though, I love the Mariners. They know I give my best for them every single time that I step on the field. But winning a World Baseball Classic will be top of the list. You know, this is for my country, this is for my town, this is for my people, my neighborhood, everybody in the Dominican Republic. So I would say winning the World Baseball Classic will be number one.
Would you be offended if you were a Mariners fan?
No, I don't. No, I just don't think so. I think, again, we've heard this from multiple people, and it is that it's the family aspect of it that would make it not annoying for me. I mean, he said, I'm playing for my neighborhood. I'm playing for my family. It's a little bit different. It tugs on a different side of your emotion there. So I wouldn't have a problem with it. Like he said, I give everything to the Mariners. I'm always giving my best. It doesn't mean the World Series or the regular season means nothing to him. It's just that this particular tournament, because you're playing for your hometown. I made this point to Jake last night. It's like we as Americans, we're playing baseball here in the States. We're always home. We're here. We're in the States. They're leaving their country for a good 8 months out of the year. They miss it. They want to be home. So I think that makes a big difference in how the Dominican and the Venezuelan, why they care so much is they miss home too, man. They're gone all the time from it.
To me, it's a no-brainer. I'd be disappointed if he said the other way, to be honest with you. I equate it to this. And I think professional athletes, we love it when somebody gets drafted or traded to your team and all of a sudden they become a part of the community and they start rooting for the other teams that are in that community. I'll give you for instance, I know that it's a different sport, but in basketball, the Cavs drafted Darius Garland, point guard out of Vanderbilt, I think in 2019, and we traded him recently to the Clippers for James Harden. And Darius Garland did such a good job being a part of the city and wanting to be a figure in Cleveland that was beloved because he just felt like part of the fabric and the DNA. But you know what? He got traded. He's like, man, I'm looking forward to being in LA now. That's okay. You can enjoy. So I guess what I'm saying is that we love it when people identify with the cities that we love, and Seattle and J-Rod are synonymous with one another. But man, yeah, it's your country. It's very simple to me. It is. Those are some of the boys he grew up with. Wouldn't you want to go back and try and win something with your boys and your country?
So I have a take on the WBC I think we'll see what you think about this, okay?
Yeah.
For all the lack of the U.S. has no juice, man. They don't really care. They don't have that someone told me, I get it all the time. The U.S. has no culture, and I fight back. I'm like, dude, I said this yesterday to somebody on Instagram. Like, the U.S. has 15 different cultures all within the U.S. There's just so much going on. It's a massive nation, right? I think this would be a lot of fun. Tell me what you think. We go West Coast, we go the South, we go Northeast, and we split up the U.S. And then that we play with those teams as well. I think you would see a completely different Paul schemes, like the Cali boys getting together. How fun would that be?
Mm-hmm.
I like being able, and this is going to sound crazy, I like dividing people and then having them compete. It's kind of what we're doing here, right? We're competing for your hometown. I think if we put the West Coasters together versus the Southern boys, how fun would that be? That's another idea for Major League Baseball. You can have it. You're welcome. I think we'd see a completely different emotion from the guys in the U.S. if you did that.
I would agree with that. Totally. When you start defending your turf, guys have arguments all the time, don't they? About
California would win. That's not a big deal. We'd beat everybody.
Although the people from Florida and Texas and Arizona would like to have a discussion.
Arizona would be on our side, I think.
Georgia.
Yeah,
Georgia.
Texas, Florida, Georgia,
state.
go ahead. We'll take Arizona and California. We got that. We'll take Arizona, California, Nevada.
I'd love to know if anybody was not offended. I don't think anybody could be offended by what Julio said, but if you didn't like it or saw it a different way, let us know in the comments section. I don't know. It's time right now for Stock Risers. It's brought to you by SeatGeek, where we take a look at the players and prospects who are ready to break out in 2026. And we're going to need a little latitude on this because we're going to talk about college baseball and a couple of things that happened there. Did you see the end of the Georgia-Tennessee game? It was pretty remarkable. There's a freshman left fielder out there, Cole Johnson. As you can see, Georgia actually has a 1-run lead with a man on top of 9. And Stone Lawless thought he had gotten all of it. Instead, Cole Johnson, freshman, rips it back. Here's the best part. Watch the replay of Lawless. He thought he had gotten all of it. Looks in the dugout, fires the bat down. And instead, it's just F7 in the scorebook.
I mean, it's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. I didn't see this until you just played it. I don't know. Stone Lawless, bro. I don't know. I can't sugarcoat it, bro. That's about as bad as it gets on a baseball field right there.
By the way, how good a college baseball name is Stone Lawless?
I don't know.
Not a fan?
I don't know. You know me in college baseball. And this is kind of what I don't love about college baseball. I know we're getting boisterous at the major league level, but that's the major league level. I'm down for that. You can't do that. You can't throw the bat down and bang your chest only for it to be an
die
out.
of the track. Well, it got ripped back. In fairness, it was brought back.
I know,
Pretty
but
play.
I don't know, man.
All right. Did you see what happened with Oregon baseball?
I have not seen any of this. I'm not prepared.
Okay.
Let's see.
Homer hit into the bullpen. Watch the guy out there.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he did the old Happy Gilmore right off the chest.
The guy hits a homer. Look at this guy in the bullpen.
Oh, yeah.
What are we doing? Okay, wait. I'm in on that too. That got me in on college baseball right there. That's good. That's just good old-fashioned fun right there.
Dude, if that's your kid, though, are you calling him and like, let's not try and crack your sternum. Let's try and make it all the way through the season.
That hurts right now. Ow.
Holy
in on
smokes.
that, out on Stone Lawless. I mean, look, I'm not out on you personally, Stone Lawless, just what you did.
That's great. Very funny. Good stuff. Use the code BASEBALL2026 for 10%
You
off.
don't need a headband, Stone Lawless. You don't need this headband. You don't have long hair.
Oh, no. Once again, the code is BASEBALL2026, 10% off your next set of tickets at SeatGeek. Maybe you can watch Stone Lawless play a game for Tennessee. Who knows? All right, we'll be back after the World Baseball Classic. We're working on a schedule. We cannot wait. We're super excited. It's Team USA against either Venezuela or Italy. You guys have a blast tonight. I want to, grab some instruments, make some music. I want to see some video and make sure. How's Jake doing? This is a big game for him tonight.
Yeah, I think this is his second coffee right now. He's got to record JJR right now, so he's waiting for us to get off, and I'm just going to Yeah, it's his third show today, my second show. No big deal. We're grinding out here. I am Venezuelan tonight. I'm going to go back to my roots, my Barquisimeto and Caracas and my arepas, Eduardo Escobar. So I'm Venezuela tonight. I'm Team Venezuela.
Who's covering Venezuela for our company?
Me and Shelfie.
Oh, Shelfie. Okay, got it. All right, good.
Yeah.
Well, everybody have a blast. Enjoy the second semifinal and then the final, which airs Tuesday on Fox. Hopefully they're going to cut their own cameras. Hopefully they'll get all their graphics right. And hopefully we'll get a great ball game. For our one-of-a-kind producer, Dan Rourke, the uber-talented Trevor Plouffe, I am Chris Rose. We'll see you later this week here on Baseball Today.